Hello students, welcome to our first lesson of the weekly home study packages. Now from now onwards, we'll be doing the coverage of syllabus. So we expect all the students to copy these notes in your proper maths book, and at the end of the notes you can do the exercises that are given. So in lesson 1, we will continue with strand 4, which is geometry. Trigonometry was already completed in term 1. So we'll continue with geometry, and the substrand is intersecting chord theorem. The content learning outcome of this substrand is to examine the properties of various intersecting chords. Before we begin with our lesson proper, let's do a bit of revision. In the first picture, you can see a chord. A chord is a straight line from one point on the circumference to another. And a diameter is a chord too. And the diameter is the largest chord that is possible. In the second diagram, you can see a secant. A secant is a chord extended beyond the circumference on one side only. In the third diagram, you can see a tangent. Tangent is a straight line intersecting with the circumference at one point only. Now let's move on to our notes. Intersecting chords, secants, and tangents. Theorem 1 is on intersecting chords. And the theorem states that if two chords intersect inside a circle, then the product of the lengths of the segment of one chord equals the product of the lengths of the segments of the other chord. Now, in the diagram, you can see the chord AB, and that is actually divided into two parts. The first part is AX and the second part is XB. Likewise, the chord CD is also divided into two parts, CX and XD. So according to the theorem, which says the product of the lengths of the segments of one chord, products of the length of segments of one chord. Now let's take the first chord and find the product. So that would be AX times XB. That should be equal to the product of the lengths of the segments of the other chord. So the other chord will be CX times XD. So according to our theorem, the rule for this particular diagram is AX times XB, which is equal to CX times XD. Let's go through the examples. Example 1, find X in each of the following. Part A. These questions are based on intersecting chords. So looking at part A, the first chord has X and 4 and the second chord has 5 and 8. So product of the lengths of the first chord is X times 4, and that is equal to the product of the other chord. So 5 times 8. X times 4 gives us 4x, and that is equal to 5 times 8 gives us 40. Now to solve for x, we have to divide by 4 on both sides. So 4x divide by 4 and 40 divide by 4. That gives us x is equal to 10. Part B, the first chord has x and x. The second chord has 2 and 8. So the product of the first chord is x times x, and that is equal to the product of the other chord, 2 times 8. So x squared is equal to 16. To solve for x, we have to take the square root on both sides. So square root of x squared is equal to square root of 16, and that leaves us with x is equal to 4. Moving on to theorem 2, intersecting secants. Theorem 2 states that if two secant segments are drawn to a circle from the same external point, the product of the length of one secant segment and its external part is equal to the product of the length of the other secant segment and its external part. In the diagram, you can see that the two secants intersect outside the circle and that point is labeled as x. Now, in our own simple terms, we can say that this theorem says it's the whole length of that secant, which is Ix, times the external length of the top secant, which is Xb. So Ix times Xb is equal to, the same rule will apply to the second secant. The whole length, which would be Cx times the external length, which is Xd. So according to the theorem, we get a rule based on this particular diagram, and that rule is Ix times Xb, that is equal to Cx times Xd. Students, please remember that this is not a fixed rule for every diagram. This may change according to the labels that will be given in the diagram. Let's go through the examples on intersecting secants. Example 2, find x in the following diagrams. Okay, before we answer the question, let's quickly go through our simple rule for intersecting secants. It's the full length times the outside length. So let's look at part A. The full length of the top secant would be 7 plus 5 times the outside length, which is 5. That is equal to, now second secant, again we'll apply the same rule. So this time it would be full length is x plus 6 times the outside length is 6. So 7 plus 5 times 5, that is equal to x plus 6 times 6. Let us now simplify this expression. 7 plus 5 is 12 times 5, and on the other side we have to expand the bracket. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times positive 6 is positive 36. Moving on, 12 times 5 is 60, is equal to 6x plus 36. Now we have to solve for x. So in order to solve for x, first of all we have to remove plus 36. And to do that, we'll have to minus 36 on both sides. So 60 minus 36 is equal to 6x. 60 minus 36 is 24. And this side we have 6x. Now to solve for x, we have to remove 6 by dividing by 6 on both sides. So 24 divided by 6 is equal to 6x divided by 6. X is equal to 4. Part B, again the first secant, that is on the left, the full length would be x plus 7 times the outside length is 7. That is equal to, for the other secant, the full length is 6 plus 8 times the outside length is 8. Now simplifying that, 7 times x is 7x plus 7 times 7 is 49 is equal to 6 plus 8 is 14 times 8. So plus 49, we have to minus 49 on both sides. So 7x is equal to 112 minus 49. That is 7x is equal to 63. Now to solve for x, we have to divide by 7 on both sides, and that leaves us with x is equal to 9. Now moving on to theorem 3. Theorem 3 has intersecting secant and a tangent. The secant rule, okay, let's go through the theorem first. Theorem 3 states that if a secant segment and a tangent segment are drawn to a circle from the same external point, the product of the length of the secant segment and its external part equals the square of the length of the tangent segment. Okay, that simply means the rule for secant will remain the same as we had discussed in theorem 2. So the rule for the secant will be the full length times the outside length, and that will be equal to the tangent squared. So based on this diagram, the full length is AX times the outside length is XB, and that is equal to CX squared. Let's go through the examples on intersecting secant and tangent. Now, as you will remember, the rule for secant is the full length times the outside length. So, according to this diagram, the full length would be 7 plus 5 times the outside length, which is 5, and that is equal to the tangent squared. So, tangent in this case is x, so it will be x squared. 7 plus 5 into 5 is equal to x squared. Simplifying that will give us 7 plus 5 is 12 times 5 is equal to x squared. 12 times 5 gives us 60, that is equal to x squared. Now to solve for x, we have to take the square root on both sides. So x is equal to root of 60, or if you wish to give the answer as a decimal, that would be 7.75. And next is the exercise. There are only 3 questions given, 1 question per theorem. You can answer these questions in your proper maths book after copying these notes. Thank you.